I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to another RC Conspiracies. It's been a while, but these aren't gone yet. We got some new stuff to talk about. I'm part of the conspiracy this time, but there's a couple of other new releases to talk about. We're going to get to in just a minute. If you're signing in and it's not live, well, look in the description. There's going to be a little link that says the time code of when this starts. Click on that. It'll take you to the beginning. Hold on. Hold tight, guys.
When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it.
Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy, but we are on your side, cracking the RC code, because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready and put on those tinfoil hats because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony CC. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? I haven't done that intro in a while. That was fun to do again. Hey, welcome to RC Conspiracies. I've got something hiding under the desk here that's kind of fun and cool that we'll show you guys in just a little minute here. But yeah, we've got some conspiracy stuff to talk about. We've got stuff that I've got to talk about and some other stuff. So it should be fun. Lots of people already jumping in. Jeff Makovich, it's past his bedtime, but he's staying up. More 24 stuff, or something happened to Tony's cat. No, I did not hit the cat with the RC yet. He every time that the RC comes out, the cat comes as well. So it's kind of funny. Anytime one of the micros fires up, I don't know if it's the frequency of the motors or what, but man, he's like on it. So what should we talk about first? Should we talk about this first, or should we talk about something else first? This is kind of cool. I got a whole box of stuff over here that's pretty cool. Kevin Gibbs, what's up? Jeff Walter, McD, Mr. 1998 Jeep Cherokee, Alma, Michigan. Lots of Michigan people. Frank Noggle is excited for conspiracies. Hello from Andrew. Tsunami 094, Fred Williamson, XJ Sport 95. Wow, Brandon Timlin, Thompson RC, Fred Williamson from Lapeer, Michigan. I know where that's at. Jessica's 2-Car Garage. How's it going, Jessica? Matt Harris, Owen Rogers, huge supporter. Thank you, man, for your support. Big shout out to you. TJ, he wants to know if I will have parts as well, like axles to do rear steer. Probably, maybe. I don't right now. We'll talk about what I do have, because I have a bunch of stuff, and then we'll talk about what I might be able to get and all of that. So we'll talk a little bit about different things that's going on in the hobby. This thing I missed somehow. This phaser, Mark Z, Mark II from Kyosho looks absolutely amazing. MK2. Toyota Tundra wide body Inferno. Man, is that one really, really awesome looking on-road car right there. I missed it somehow. I don't know how. Looks amazing. So that's something to be looking forward to. Kyosho's got a couple of things. They've also got a throwback, Return of the Legend, the Phantom EXT CRC 2. Check that out. Anyway, guys, I don't know. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of things to talk about. Psycho 13 Garage is in the house now. Hoodwiz, Joe Girding. This, I think, is the biggest news. Mr. 1998 Jeep Cherokee says, Tony and Furitek is a bad influence. 2 weeks ago, 0 SGX 24s. Today, I'm at 3 fully built Furitek. Holy crap, dude. 2 weeks? 2 weeks? That's insane. XJ Sport 95 checking in from Allendale. Cross the river, man. I'm pretty much in Allendale. We'll just say that. So, yeah, I got these made. I'll tell you guys a little bit about the story of what's going on with this. Mine's going to be a little bit different than what Furitek is offering. Mine currently in this one come with the motor and the transmission. And so pricing is going to reflect that a little bit. But currently, because of amount of money I have on hand and some other things, I only have a very small amount of these that I'm going to build out to probably almost ready to run. You'll probably have to throw in your own receiver and controller for this, but I think I'm going to work on wheels, tires, servo, ESC, and it's already got the motor and stuff in it. So you just have to drop in your own receiver, and there's plenty of room to do it. We'll show you in a minute. And your own battery and controller. So we're gonna talk about that. Let's just open it up and show you guys what I got in these boxes. So this right here is an exclusive CCxRC edition. It is not teal. It looks teal right there. It's like, it's not teal. There. It's blue like that. It's not like teal like that. It's blue like that. And it's amazing. So this is the Furitek Rampart. It comes with the steel drive gears in the axles, the CNC'd servo mount, steering links, a rear brace back here for the axle, as well as the shock mount, 8 shocks around, the CNC'd chassis with these plates here. You can stick your I usually put my on this little kind of fold down or angled in piece right there. I put my Furitek Lizard Pro, and then right up here is where I stick. There's a ton of room because you got all this room in the back for batteries or up front, but I put the battery kind of in the middle back here, and I put a big old Spectrum receiver right up front there. There's a ton of room. The shocks, everything, lots of movement in them. They're super smooth feeling. Everything on this, actually, there's not a ton of movement. There's just enough movement. But they drive amazing, guys. With these axles, the gear ratios, everything in it, with the Godzilla 4000 kV big motor in there, the metal gear transmission, it flies, and this has differentials in it, so there's not worm gears. Smooth kind of rollout. It's a totally better driving experience for these minis. I can't tell you guys enough about that. You can ask Ryan Anderson because he started putting these axles in. Charlie Mosier, my friend as well, has started modding his SCX24 ones to run the Element or Barrage axles in it like this. And it's a game changer with the rollout. So this in the blue, guys, if you want to get it in blue, you got to get it from CCxRC. So that's where you're going to be able to get these. I talked with them about it. They chose to do green, black, and red. I said, how about blue? And they said, well, why don't you sell an exclusive blue one as a CCxRC edition? I said, that sounds expensive, but I'm in. So, yes, we're in. It is locked to diffs, front and rear. It's basically like a spool. You have a pinion and a ring gear attached to the axle, and that's it. Like that's all you got. There's no real like diff with open diffs or lockers or whatever. It's just one straight axle with the ring and pinion on it. Works great though. If you guys have seen my videos, they're really, really fun. All right, let me look and see what you guys are saying because I talked for a lot there. Bigfoot blue, yes. Son of a digger blue, yes. You could do whatever you want with it. You could make a sweet Bigfoot. You could make a sweet son of a digger. Yeah, it looks amazing though. I really wanted the blue, and I'm so glad that they offered that option. When will they be available, says Black Market RC? Well, these are shipping now. So people were just getting their Furitek ones in today. Mine came in a little bit ago. Today. They were supposed to come in a little bit ago, but shipping got messed up. And so mine came in when everybody else's came in. But they didn't get blue. Unless there was a mistake in their shipping and they got a blue one somehow. But they shouldn't have. So at least currently, that was the talks, was doing this exclusive. You know how things go. But Ryan Anderson has already seen this and he wants one. So we're going to get one in his hands. Hopefully I'll be able to deliver him one for the World Finals here next week because I'm heading down there and get one in his hands. And then I'm going to order a bunch more. So I got 6 of them to start with because of money. I have to spend a lot of money to get all this brought in. But my thought was to do it a little different, and that's why I chose to already have the motors put in them and transmissions, because my goal was there's a lot of people that have asked me to buy my trucks ready to run. They want them. And so I thought, well, I will offer a few of them ready to run. The next batch, I will probably order some that are just the chassis kits without the motor. I have the motors and the transmissions I'll be able to sell, but they probably won't come with it all included. So my thought is to add wheels and tires, because the biggest complaint I hear from people is they can't find wheels and tires. I search eBay every day and I find wheels and tires available for these. So I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I didn't even learn to use the internet in college or high school. I've kind of had to figure it out afterwards on my own, and I still can go to eBay and find wheels and tires for these. But there's a lot of people that can't seem to find them readily available on eBay where they are readily available. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy up stuff. Every time I go to a hobby store, I'll buy an AMT kit with the tires in it, and I'll buy the wheels from ECB 3D Printing, because his fit these axle stubs, which these axles are actually thicker than the SCX24 ones. So your actual stub that comes out is bigger. So you have to be able to put a 5mm nut on here instead of a 4mm nut, which means you have to get a 5mm drive tool in here to be able to put them on, which don't fit in all of the wheels, but they do fit in the ECB 3D printing ones. So, yes, it cost me about $60 to get wheels and tires for them. So that's going to be an add-on. So people that want the ready to run, that's going to be a cost that comes in, but I can find them. And until Mofo gets his wheels and tires in, which are really good, he sent me one wheel tire combo, and the rubber is so soft on it and grippy and amazing. And they should be in a very short amount of time. So it's one of those things. It's like, do I hold on to this until his wheels and tires come in and I can buy a bunch of them to put on here? or how do I do it? But I know ECB 3D printing makes them. I like so there's a couple things. I like the AMT wheels and tires, or the tires, because they're slick, which some people may not like. But every time I put the grippier stuff on, or I glue my tires and stuff, I break things. But when I run the AMT tires, I'm usually pretty good. So that's just something to take into account. All right. So these are already built. Yes. So Kevin Gibbs, this is exactly what you pull out of the box with mine currently. Right here. My thought is I will open the boxes and put in a Lizard Pro and Bluetooth combo right there, and put in a servo and mount up the servo. And then all somebody has to do is add their ESC right here and plug in the wires into it and be able to drive it away. That's my thought. Wheels and tires, they won't be in the box because these are already perfectly sized boxes for these trucks. In fact, it's pretty cool. That, tape it up. You get it like that. Furitek 124th CNC. And you open it. And the only difference is it would have a Lizard Pro already installed and a servo. And then wheels and tires would be in bags, probably, for somebody to just take the wheel nuts and put them on. So that's what I'm thinking to do with it. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I should just sell them like they are with the without the wheels and tires. But I think that's what people are struggling to find. And I probably already have enough tires around here, AMT ones, that I could outfit the ones that I have, and then wait for the Mofo ones to come out. It's really hot in here, so there's that. I'm sweating. New shirts, guys. RC Life. I've also got the Ounce Inches Matter shirts as well. Bull Gear says already built is good for guys like me. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about already built. I'm going to build in some savings because of getting all the parts and things in. Normally you'd pay, I think it's $120 for the Godzilla and Rocket Man combo. You'd pay $200 for this, and you would pay $70-ish for the Lizard Pro ESC. Right. So my thought is doing those three things. I got to do the math here. I had it figured out earlier when we were. It's been a busy day. This all just came in today, as well as a bunch of other stuff. My thought was to do it for it'd be about $400 ready to go with everything but your ES or your receiver and controller. And I'm hoping that people already have that kind of stuff. That they're, if you're into this, you're hopefully into RC enough that you have a pretty decent radio that you'd be able to bind up to this, and you know how to do it. I'd get all the wheels and tires, which is probably over a $60 investment. So you're looking at probably $130 for wheels, tires, ESC. So you're looking at $250. So it's about $50 savings, basically, if you were to get it ready to run from me. So yes, that would be about $400. So that's what I'm thinking with this setup, ready to go, except for your receiver and that. And it's expensive, but it's upgraded already with the aluminum chassis, all that. So if you compare it to 1/10 scale, you can't, because 1/10 scale would be like if you bought an SMT 10 and then you bought an aluminum chassis for it, and then you bought all the other stuff. So it's fully upgraded at that point compared to what you can get on the market right now. So yeah. That's what I'm looking at. Is in that. And so that'll come when I get these available. Plus shipping, of course. I'm going to have to add on shipping. I'm not going to eat that because shipping these days it'll probably be about $20 to ship in the US. No, it'll probably be about 15. Wheels and tires on top of this. Maybe 10. But I'm not going to like gouge for shipping. It's going to be whatever it comes out to. So I'll figure that all out. Dirk, I knew you'd be in here. Don't undersell yourself. He hates it. I like to be a good guy. RC Amigos, 20-year late QVC, built-in savings, love it. I mean, I want these things to go gangbusters, man. So it's only going to be a short amount that I'm going to do that for, and then I'm just going to be able to release the chassis on its own for people to buy it like they could the green one or the black one or the red one. But if you want the blue one, you know where to get it. I'll probably stock some of the other ones as well because I know certain people want the black one and the green ones. I probably won't stock the red ones. But anybody that's built one of these know how expensive they are to build. So yeah, I think I can get you a little bit of savings by me cutting some costs on some of the other parts like the tires and the wheels that I get for it. Will they have all-wheel steering? No, they will not have all-wheel steering. They have front-wheel steering. And then if you want rear-wheel steering, you have to buy another front axle and the front mounts, which I don't have. But I do have this box of stuff that I bought to be able to outfit these. These are Lizard Pros and Bluetooth combos. And so are these. But these, well, that's Komodo's. I do have this thing, which, you know, it's caught a lot of flack. But this is one of the coolest little chassis I have ever seen. This is a rock bouncer that is titanium welded tube frame, and it's so light. Like, it's 3D printed light, maybe lighter. I mean, it's unreal what they did with this. And I know that some people don't like the colors, but I think this gold is wicked. So I'm actually kind of glad I got gold. But this is coming soon. And I have a Mofo BAM motor that I might put into this. I don't know. We'll see. But this is something from Furitek. Titanium. These are custom made by a dude, welded by hand for $99. I mean, we're selling 3D printed chassis for how much? Carbon fiber chassis for how much? Anybody that gives it flack for that? I don't have words for you. So, yes. Comments. 1/10 MT chassis start at 500 plus. Black market RC ones aren't that expensive. He's got awesome chassis. Hang it from my chain. Okay, I don't have a chain, but that would be awesome. Brian Koshner, they are pricey to build. Not sure why you're cutting a deal. They are CCxRC edition plus pre-built. You're doing all the work. You should factor that cost in. Hey, you guys cut me some slack here. Stop being like Dirk. Oh, I have all these things too. Oh, these are micro Komodos. I got a bunch of these and the mounts for them. So all this stuff's going to be coming to the website, guys. I also kind of somehow became a Furitek dealer at the same time as all this happened. So conspiracies. So yeah, so I am paying for this stuff. But what I do have, so people are asking what I do have that isn't part of it. I am going to be selling. These are the steel gears that you can get to put into the axles if you want to just put steel gears. So when we were doing that drag truck thing, drag car, mini drag, build off, RC Amigos and I, these would have been really handy. And Furitek designed these. And these are steel pinion and ring gears that you can get. So I've got about 8 of them here. And these will go for sale as well on the website. So people that want to build their own axles and put them onto their Tiny Titans or whatever they want to put them into and use the Element RC axles or the RGT or the Barrage, but you want a little bit of steel, we'll have some of that. So yeah, lots of little things in here. I bought myself some receivers for the Avatar. Eventually, I'll sell the Avatar controllers as well because they're awesome. And I wanted to run more of my trucks on them, so I bought myself 2 more of those. I'm gonna take those out. You can't buy them from me. But the Rock Bouncer chassis, this is for making a video on. But I also have the somewhere I have the red edition of the new scythe that's all metal. Here it is. And so these, if you watch my boys and I run the comps, we absolutely love this chassis. And so they now have it. This is version 2 of it. But what they did different is the motor cover is made of metal too. And people thought, oh, it's going to make it heavier. This is freaking light, man. This is not really heavier. And this is the clip that goes over, doesn't clip in anymore. It actually screws in, which is good because the clips broke on my plastic ones. And then it has the 2 ESC trays based on what motor you run. So this is wicked. And having these be out of metal now just makes it that much more durable for when I inevitably roll it. That's the one thing that's a little bummer with it. With some of the other cars that have bodies on them, when you roll, there's kind of a chance that you might keep rolling and get on your side and be able to get out of it. With this, there's no real side. It's upside down. But for the control that it has, it's totally worth it. I want one as is in the box now. Take money, TJ. So yeah, Flava Flav style, Jeff Brown. What's going on, guys? Amigos Gangster style. I saw a little Ed monster truck like this on Kevin Talbot's channel. Yes, Furitek sent him one. One of the carbon fiber ones. These ones have been updated. I might not have had some input on it. May or may not have on some of the chassis design. Needed a little reworking. Gammy killed it, though. He was able to do the few little... Overall, he did a killer job designing it. I gave him a few tips for shape, and then he took that chassis and went with it. I'm looking at what else came in before we go to the other stuff. What else do you guys want to talk about? This is a little bit of a last minute thing because RC Amigos and I are going live tomorrow to do the he's going to have all of the finals ready for the Cinco de Mayo, Monster, Bash, Smash. I'm blanking on the name. Sorry, RC Amigos. But yes. Get Gravedigger that's behind you, Tsunami. This one? This is my who made that? Oh, I'm gonna blank on the name of it. It's a ZRP carbon fiber retro racer that a lot of people would like to have right there with a Gravedigger body on it, but the chassis itself underneath is kind of hard to get your hands on. Joey Carlson, I need those gears. They should be listed tomorrow. 30 plus 124 steel gears, right? Peter, yeah, coming soon to CCxRC, the Bling Micro Rock Bouncer. In a gold member voice. I like gold. I can't do the gold member voice, sorry. What's in the box? Thank you, man. Cheers. RC Amigos. Sombrero Smash. Dang it. Why was I stuck on Cinco de Mayo? And I'm happy to be your first super chat, RC Amigos. Servos will be included, Matt Harris, on my first. So all of this is up in the air. I don't know where I set the box down. I don't want to let you know. It's going to be a very small number of these, so I probably should have upped the price just because of that. Super limited edition. Pricing not set in stone. So with these, I get them like this, and I'll be building out a little bit of it. Basically adding the Lizard Pros that are sitting here in front of me, just double-sided tape it in here. Leads will just be out and ready to plug in. The motor will be plugged into the ESC. I will put it'll probably be like an Emax in here. So, man, while we're on freaking RC Conspiracies, man, if I could only wait longer on this, like I don't wish because I'm so glad that these are finally out, but I kind of wish that they hadn't been released yet and that gave me a little more time because I'm ramping up so much junk. That's not junk. It's really cool stuff. And I don't know what I should or shouldn't say. It's RC Conspiracies, so I feel like more is better. Trying to get it to download it. My Dropbox isn't synced properly. So, okay, here we go. Pablo, how much do I say? It's RC Conspiracies, right? Hey, C-Dubs. My daughter was like, send him a hundo, LOL, in time. Shut your trap, Tony. Don't spill it. I'm the conspiracy tonight. So, yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Kind of. It's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But we were thinking more of like Honey Badger digital servos is what I was thinking. Like small but fierce. And if only they would be shipped faster, I'd be able to put them into this But I think for now, we're not going to be able to do that. So I will probably either do Eco Power or Emax in this, or maybe a Mofo RC. Maybe I'll buy some Mofo RC ones to drop in here. But so the Emax ones or the Eco Power, I can run down to my local hobby shop and get and put in here and be able to ship these out sooner and maybe offer them, say, starting this week sometime. If I have to order them, it may be longer. So, yes. Mason Hughes, that's disgusting. TMI, more than I wanted to know. I gotta have a Gandalf something. Gandalf's amazing. Speaking of Mofo RC, I just finished this. So I did a live stream earlier on when I started building this. And this is the Mofo Ugly AF chassis right here. Oops. I made it around. And I had to phone a few friends on a few things because I totally built it wrong from the get-go. And you guys called me out in the live stream, but I didn't have directions in front of me, to be fair. And I couldn't get them because my phone and computer were tied up. But I had to phone in a friend too for the battery tray. But I've got it all in there now, and this thing is wicked. And it has no springs on the shocks, which is why it could be a monster truck, but the second you set it down on anything, it sucks up. Full droop, belly dragger. But it can't belly drag because of these huge Trail Warrior tires from Power Hobby on here. These things are wicked. Anyway, I brought this up here because I thought it was kind of a cool. I just finished it and thought people would want to see it. So, got my Mofo RC sticker, Reese RC sticker, Hoonigan stickers. But yeah. Lots of little stuff in this episode. This is kind of an extra. So you're selling an RTR or a slider, Charles Pulliam. On this one, it's going to be everything but a radio. It's an ARTR, like Losi used to do, or the plane people do. It's like bind and drive. That's what we'll call it, except that it doesn't have a receiver. So you have to insert a receiver, then bind and drive. So it's almost ready to run. I'm gonna get wheels and tires, servo, and I have ESCs here. And so we're gonna slap. Now the thing is, there's only a few of them because this one's Ryan Anderson's right here. Well, it could be one of these is his. This one's opened already, but they're all going to be technically opened and built. So he's already called dibs on one. And when you have a blue chassis like Ryan Anderson's and you made him a son of a digger body, you make sure he gets a truck to put it on. So, we're getting a bidding war going. There's now 3 of them left, thanks to Owen Rogers. You guys are killing me. Dirk. Yes. That's exactly it. It'll tear your face off. And yes, we did shrink our RC. And I saw a comment up here. I just passed it. Hoodwith says, sit back, build what you're going to do, put it in the box completely after that, figure out your happy price. I think I'm pretty happy with my price. There's a few of them. There's one less now. So yeah, somebody was up here and asked about, Psycho Garage too, man. I missed you. Let Gandalf the cat out of the bag you put him in. Right. Well, that was the honey badger. That was the letting the cat out of the bag right there. And there's going to be actually an analog and a digital version of that coming. So yeah. So those of you that like analog will have those. Those of you that like digital will have both. Looks sweet, Matt Harris. So somebody's asking what it's like to get have Ryan Anderson pushing your stuff. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I was texting with him tonight about this and about his crawler stuff. He's big into the RC guys. He and Weston have been building like micro crawler courses, and they've got like this whole setup that they're doing at his house, at Ryan's house. Like he built this RC room, and they've got this cool crawler course going on. He's got a rear steer gladiator. I mean, the stuff that they're doing is wicked, just like they are in real life with their big stuff. They go nuts even with the little stuff. Rear steer gladiator. It's really cool stuff. But no, I mean it's super cool. And that's why I definitely want to make sure, you know, I was totally thinking of when I wanted this blue. Of course, what was I thinking of? Son of a Digger. Like that's what I wanted. I'm like, can we get one in Son of a Digger blue? And they said, well, why don't we do it as a CCxRC edition? I said, I'm game. So I again, I only had so much money. I mean, I've got thousands of dollars wrapped up in this first batch of stuff. And that only included a few of these. And then once I kind of get a gauge on how many people are wanting them, which seems like a lot of people want them, we'll order more of them. Because I know certain people will want black. You know, a lot of the guys, they can do anything with a black chassis. Green, of course, you can do Gravedigger. You can do a bunch of stuff with green too. But blue, I mean, you've got Bigfoot you can do. You've got Son of a Digger for sure. And I'm able to make a few old school looking trucks that could possibly become something that looked like a Son of a Digger body I might be able to make. Today was also huge, guys. Speaking of conspiracies, for those of you that don't know, I now have a 2 foot by 4 foot vacuum former, and I now have 50 amp service in my garage as of 5 o'clock today, as well as a 30 amp RV hookup outside. Not that people care about that, but I also had that put in while they were running stuff. Like, hey, what can you put in like an RV hookup out here? So, but I have a 50 amp hookup, which is like the max that you can run in my garage. I have to unplug the refrigerator that's out there or turn it off and turn off anything else that might draw some power, because I have 50 amps coming from the house to the garage, and the vacuum former draws it's a 50 amp circuit. So like I got to make sure I can have lights on, but that's it. So we tested it up. We powered it up. This old 1970s vacuum former I got from Freestyle RC works. Now I just need to get some plastic and start playing and see what we can figure out. But we will probably vacuum form the cat first to see what happens, because, you know, it seems like a good test. And then from there, we might try some RC stuff and see where that goes. But yes, we have power. So we've got a bigger vacuum former, so we can do like 1/10 scale stuff now. I'm hoping I can do a 1/6 ish scale size truck for my Bari build, because the Red Cat ones are like out of PETG and they break when you look at them. So I'm hoping I can get some Lexan on there to make some kind of body for those trucks. So I'm going to have to dial it in. That's going to be expensive. All this stuff is expensive. I'm very in the hole right now, which sucks because I'm going to Monster Jam World Finals next week. Broke. And I would love to spend some money there. But in order to really push this stuff forward, you know, it's the next iteration of what we're going to do with the channel. And we're just going to start, like, these aren't being made yet. We're going to help drive this and get this to the forefront, make it easier for people. That's the main thing, right? So it's still expensive, but for people that can't build, I want to kind of maybe be able to bridge that gap a little bit. And so the pricing may change. I may start this first one at a certain point, but if I find that, you know, like the amount of time that it takes me when I don't just make 4 of them or 6 of them that I have here for the first batch, which again, hundreds of dollars in just buying up 6 of these guys with all the extra parts and everything. Lots of money invested. So yeah, we're gonna do it up, see what we can do. But I do have now. I'm gonna save one of these for Randy Anderson. Owen Rogers, if you want one, I will put your name on one. You've been super good to me. People don't even know in the ways through my website and through the supporting and everything. Yes. Josh Rhodes, we might have to give a little wink on that. I'm actually working on a small Avenger body for somebody that would really love to have an Avenger body because they deserve to have one. And that's all I'm going to say about it and how that's happening. So I've got to get it working. I've got the ability to make one out of 1/24th because somebody wants a 1/24th Avenger. And I'm going to just keep working on it so I can get a really good pull on one. I'm going to waste a lot of plastic and money and I'm giving it away. So that should tell you a little bit, but I got to get it better. It's a tough body to do. That's true. Make sure you save some of the budget for the new Gravedigger Raminator. I'm half tempted to sell my other one to put toward it. But yeah. Tony putting in LEDs in the garage. I should because it's so freaking hot. That machine gets hot like. So we put that thing in, and luckily the electrician stayed to help me try and turn it on because it wasn't turning on. I finally found that there's a little key on the side to turn on the main power. There's all these power switches, and then there's like this main one that has a key on the side, and it's like, that should do it. And we turned the key, and everything turned on and got hot fast. So yeah, RC for all, what's going on? Dad's RC workbench jumped in. Black Market RC, Blacksmith RC, what's going on? Yeah, so we're going bigger. What's the top speed of these? I don't know. They're kind of not fast enough to have to put a timer on them, but they're like for scale, they're faster than scale, and they backflip and they do wheelies, and they're pretty awesome on 2S. Get a typical 2S from your SCX24 size, which are cheap. Slap it in here. So that's the other thing ready to run. It won't come with. It will not come with. I'm not going to ship lipos. It's just not something I'm going to do. So you'll have to be able to score a SCX24 lipo, which are under $15. You could go 3S if you wanted to go ballistic, and at that point, all bets are off on on motors, or not the motors, but the gears and all that. I don't know what the gears and all that are rated to, but 2S, which is what I've been running mine on, I haven't broken anything. They're awesome. I did have that one axle piece come off a few times, like I said, and I just glued it on. So I figured it was replaceable for cheap. And so these are actually way easier to get at now. They've got screws from the front on this one to tighten them down. So that's cool. The other one was hidden behind the shock. These ones are up front. But yeah, these were loosening and sliding because it's a multi-piece axle. And I just figured it's solid axle. They're cheap. I'm just going to glue it up. No problem since. But I also had a prototype that had been driven multiple times before I even got it. Are the drive shafts plastic? No, they are metal. They're metal drive shafts even. The links are plastic, but it does have metal drive shafts. Yeah, there you go. Metal drive shafts, plastic links, metal gears, metal transmission case, metal motor mount. Just a little bit better look at it here. Metal steering link up front, metal servo mount, axle brace. And then up here, it's got that kind of angled piece for putting your ESC on. Tuck it in here. Put your batteries right back here. Then you can put as big of a receiver. I put a full size Spectrum up there, no problem. So, yeah. They're pretty awesome. Anyway, that was just one thing. I don't know what else we're going to talk about. Oh, Axial released that new base camp. Thoughts on that? I think it's a good step in the right direction for people that want to build comp crawlers and stuff. A lot of their other bases weren't very good for that. And so that's where like Element and them had the advantage. Drivetrain's pretty good. Yes, Hoodwiz. Velcro for the battery. I use the strap from SCX24 or any Velcro. It has openings. It's got 3 slots on it. You can see the 3 slots there to put Velcro through. Not Velcro. Yeah. Velcro strap. I don't Velcro it straight to the battery. Any options for oil-filled shocks? Not in this height. But if you really watch the videos, man, Aaron James is like a shock master. So I'll say watch it. They look great. You know, it absorbs and lands and sticks. But if you really slow mode it and scale wise, you'd have a little maybe hop. But I mean, it does so well in staying on the ground that you wouldn't believe it. I thought for sure that these springs were a little bit stiffer looking than other ones. I mean, it's pretty amazing when it jumps and hits and just sticks on the ground and take off. Spin Master toy Gravedigger bodies fit this amazingly. Here's one. Hold on. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to show it. Here's one right here. And actually, these tires, ECB 3D printing, these are, he sells a wheel for these that fit onto the monster truck so you can put these tires on. It's really cool. I have some. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this off of here. And we're just going to show you because I always think it's better to show than to just say it does. When we can show it, we might as well. These Lexus scissors are going to be toast after this. All right, got one more to do up front here. All right, almost there. You guys cut these off before? Oh, so close. All right. I mean, they couldn't have made this a better fit onto here. Now, if you remove this cage part, it'll sit down better. But you can see the back to the front is like spot on. See if I have my mighty handy tool. I say I always carry it. I do. Which will have a Phillips head. Now, if only Spin Master would make a son of a digger toy, right? That's what we need. So we'll take off these screws here. That's why that Phillips head is so nice and included. Also works with servos. There. So if you got the green chassis with this, look at how good that would look. Your tires would fill in this area here. These are a little bit of a small tire. Green chassis. I'm just saying. $15 gets you this chassis or this body, which is like indestructible plastic. All right. Way more indestructible than my bodies. I'll say that. Not that I'm not trying to sell my stuff, but mine's PETG. Dad's RC, after seeing the soft plastics and 5-gear trans, I'd rather go get a Traxxas. George Kettler. Freaking gorgeous. Love the blue. You plan to go to Horizon Fest this year? I'm not sure. We have a camping trip that's been planned over that date, unfortunately. I'm trying to get out of it, but I don't know that I can. Someone will make a killing if it was RTR. Just hope they do that with these MTs. Yes, and if they do it as an RTR, they're not going to do this upgraded version. I can guarantee you that. But hopefully they'll be sub $300, where this is going to be about, with the deal, about $450 because you still have to do a receiver transmitter at the end of it. But it's brushless, fast, cool. The only thing you might have to work, change is maybe some pinion gears, maybe an axle, or, especially the front, you might blow an axle because these are just dog bones. So those could technically go. It's be buying some new dog bones. CJV, hello Tony. Just tuning. What did you miss? Quite a bit. Mainly this we talked about so far. Mini monster trucks. Hard body better than the new Bronco body. I like the new Bronco body quite a bit. Jason, that'd be awesome with my son of a digger body on it. Yes, but your son of a digger body is kind of heavy. That's why I wish there was a plastic option like this one. The second you stick something heavy on there, it's going to change all the way that the suspension works. And it'll have to be kind of reworked a little bit. But if you could get a plastic one on here, I wish we could get just decals made like this, where they're cut out and they're not vinyl wrapped, because vinyl wrapping on the plastics I use have to be heat applied to get them to be sticky, and the heat tolerance is very low on the plastic. So I'd rather have just a sticker that would stick on like these for them. So I might try and figure out what options are for that. Going through the right channels, of course, but not doing the heat applied shrink wrap versus just getting vinyl cut stickers that have an edge and have black around them, and then just paint the bodies black. There may be a call to Bari in the works. I owe Bari some money anyway. So maybe on top of giving him the money, I'll also ask him. RC four-wheel drive has some nice metal axles. That would be fire in there. As long as they're open diff. Not open diff, but a diff instead of worm gear. That'd be interesting. But yeah. So let's just see. Hold on. I don't like walking in front of camera, so I'm gonna hide myself for a second. All right, so you guys ask a few questions for a second while I do something here. I'll try to answer and keep doing what I'm doing. Where can I see a listing for custom trucks? I don't really have a listing for custom trucks. What do you mean by custom trucks? Like custom made ones? This is the only time I've really offered anything like this. I have a few other parts. In fact, there's actually a few more parts available right now on CCxRC.com. I've got finally got my metal drive shafts in, and I resupplied the knuckles, the brass knuckles, if anybody's looking for those. And I think that's it. But I have a couple options for. What do I have a couple options of? Drive shafts. I have them for the C10 / Jeep Bronco, or I have them for the Deadbolt. I just wanted to test something here. I'm doing my best job. All right, so I missed a bunch of stuff. I got that body in my XR. How's the CCxRC motor coming along? That's a good question. Dirk, are you in the house? How's the CCxRC motor coming along? Any thoughts on the performance? Dirk has one of them. That's why I'm asking him. I could give my biased opinion, but that's no fun. All right. Baby Goliaths. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Theirs looks like it's just a little long. In which case, I would probably just cut the rear out or up. Just trying to see how I can cheat it a little bit. It sits like it has a wheelie bar out the back. It's pretty close. I Velcro it down, tab it up a little bit. I would probably actually then at that point just notch it a little bit. Just so it'd sit on there. Oops, backwards. Yeah, if I notch it a little bit on the back, that's just a really kind of rudimentary cutout. I didn't take any time to stay with the lines, but try and do it quick. Is there a possibility of an orange MT chassis in the future? That I don't know. That you'd have to ask Furitek. This is just one that I kind of worked out with them to have made, or just, I guess, anodize this color. So these are close, but just a bit shorter than, but I mean, if they cut out the back of the truck like that, then it would definitely fit. If you opened up the back of it, scaled it out, it would totally fit. Which would be a better option than what I was doing. It does lose some rigidity, though. That's for sure. But that would be a better option. Is to just cut the back up and then let it really sit over that like a wheelie bar. So when you hit on that, you're not tearing the body up. Then it actually fits really good on there. So that was one of the design elements, was this bar used to come all the way to the back of the chassis here, which didn't look right because a lot of the monster trucks, this support brace terminates basically right above the shock. But the front side of this, the lines are perfect for meeting up with the front of this body to the front of the nose is perfectly lined up. And then the back of this is extended like a wheelie bar, in which case you'd cut out the back of it. And that looks pretty dope. Pretty dope. Need a much better cutout than I just did in 2 minutes. But yeah, you can paint these chassis. You can take it apart. There's not that many screws that hold it together, which is what's cool, is that a lot of these inner plates that they have here, they don't screw in. The chassis is slotted, so when you clamp it together, it holds that whole battery tray and stuff in place using these little tabs that they do right there and in the back here. And then this front one has a little slot right there where it tabs in. Fills it perfectly, too. Their cuts are, it's not perfect, but it's very close where you don't even almost see it in there in the design. It's just really, really well done. Cody Vandenberg, did I get a base camp? I did not get a base camp. Everybody thinks I get everything, but I do not. I do not get everything that comes out. And I'm glad that I don't, because I tell you what, I don't have enough time to do all the videos for everything that comes out. Nor do I want to do all the videos for everything that comes out. Because then I can't do the stuff that I want to do. On top of the ones that I do get sent that I have to do stuff on. So like this, I bought some stuff from Mofo, and he threw in this ugly AF chassis. So, but then I just went and bought stuff to fill it all out. Scabbed from a truck to do axles, bought some Injora links, high clearance links, Spectrum receiver in here. There's a Lizard Pro in here that I bought and put in. So I did get the one donation chassis part that came in with other stuff that I bought. So I did feel like I needed to complete this and show it off, but at the same time, it's kind of like it was a build of my own, and I'm really into this stuff right now anyway. So, and I did actually, I did get these Power Hobby tires in the mail on Friday, and they're awesome. These are the Trail Warriors. They're super sticky. They're big and tall, which I like for clearance. They make it so much more capable. It's better than what I was getting ready to put on here. I didn't have tires that I was thinking about putting on here. I had smaller ones, and for a comp truck like this, I really want these big, massive tires for clearance. Don't need portals when you got monster tires. Crawler Space. Hey, Dave, what's going on? Oh, come on, sure you do. I don't have that. I don't have several of their latest releases, and I'm okay with it. I'm very okay with it. I don't have the new Hammer Ray that people thought I was going to have. I didn't get the new Bronco. We bought a bunch of those. I have 4 Broncos now. Just bought another Gladiator and Jeep. So yeah, lots of stuff. I think they are as tall as the little guys. And I think they're as wide too. They're really wide and they're super sticky. If you watch my video on Instagram, you can kind of see, especially if you saw the Bronco video trying to climb up my little crawler course, it gets stuck at a spot and just spins tires. This thing was just like, nope, nobody's problem, nobody's business, right up. No problem. That's what I was going to say. Yes, I did see that, Dave. I gave him some ideas on layout ideas and ideas. And so the big thing about ideas is having a good idea to start with, because without ideas, it's hard to have ideas. So, yeah, that's the thing about ideas. I noticed I said it twice there. So, yes, then I went ahead and, well, anybody that watches the news know what I was doing there. Because the thing about time, Trail Warriors are 64 millimeters, and I don't know what that means. They're big. They're very, and little guys are 64 millimeters. So yeah, they're the exact same. And they're sticky too. And I bought little guy racing ones, but I gave them to my boys. But look at that tread pattern. It's pretty cool looking tread. I need to get it out and try it because I have to beat Dana with it. This is my better looking version of his silver bullet. Not true. His is really awesome looking. His wheels on his are amazing. Dana's is pretty cool. I just like to joke with Dana, which I only do with people I like if I know they can take it. Power Hobby tires are about the size of the Scramblers, Peter, except they're wider. Nice orange paint on that. Yes, I went simple. My wife is listening and said that was deep. It's very deep about ideas. Because the depth of an idea is what really makes it deep. Because the deeper that you go, the more depth you have to have in order to make it deep enough for people to feel like they got the depth of what I was talking about. Jeff Walter, I hear you, man. It's coming soon. Waiting on the field grounds to firm up for tractor traffic to haul dirt. Yes, my RC area is not allowed to be driven on right now. So I feel you 100%. The mud is for real. You're running that Minionster in the main brackets at World Finals, right? Yeah, they gave me a bye to the final round, Josh. So whoever else makes it to the finals will be running against Mini Me, son of a digger, in the finals. So I'm guaranteed a second place. So I'm good with that. Because otherwise I would probably be firming up the bottom of the bracket pretty good. Not going to be saying I'd be Saigon shakering it, but it'd be pretty close. Dang, autocorrect. Although I just saw Saigon Shaker did awesome recently this past weekend or the weekend before. Or maybe that was just on TV. So yeah, I know as of right now, I need to order a lot more of these, which means I need to somehow get several $1,000 in the bank in order to get them shipped over. And then I don't know if all of them are going to be the ready to run stuff. If I do that, I need lots of thousands of dollars to build them out. And hopefully if I can do it ahead of time, they can have it installed. Because this one came, these are coming with the Rocket Man and stuff already in the truck. It's already been put in. So, I mean, it'd be really wicked if I could know them and do it. Because Furitek has a servo now. So they could drop the servo in and the ESC, and I could have to worry about the wheels and tires when they get here. So I guess I have to find out what that would cost to have them fully build it out for me. And then how many I can buy to have made. So yeah. That was it, Josh Rhodes. Yes, he won freestyle on the last freestyle on tour in Salt Lake. I thought I saw that. So it was recent. I'm with the game, man. I know what I'm talking about. The Elton John Rocket Man monster truck. The deep bottom of the bracket. RC Amigo says, last place is where I plan to be. I mean, the competition there is stiff. Like if you saw the lineup of people, and if you know anything about the RC monster truck racing, I mean, like these guys are like the trucks that they're building already are like here, and like I'm trying to clean mine from 3 years ago and using the wrong electric spray cleaner and just destroying all the plastics on it. So that's where I sit going into next week with a totally botched up truck that I have to repair. So good deal. Any mud trucks, Mason Hughes? There are awesome mud truck wheels. Actually, Ryan Anderson sent me a really wicked one that he's working on. Let's see if I can find it. Because he is doing some custom stuff. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. Check that out in the back. Look at those mud truck tires back there. Those are from Etsy. And so is the chassis and a lot of the other stuff he's working on. So close that out. I don't know what that is right there, but we'll close that out too. So yeah, Lexan or Loctite destroys Lexan cages too. Yes, Carter, it does, and I found that out with my Tamiya build, the semi truck. So, but yes, Ryan Anderson, if you follow the 124 scale monster truck group on Facebook, has some monster mud trucks that are coming that are really wicked. Crawler Space WD-40 works good on plastic and makes it way easy to clean off. Yes, I like to spray it on before I get them dirty because then it is way easier to clean them off. My problem was from Horizon Fest, the dust and the dirt and everything was so bad, and it's been caked on now for over a year. I was trying to get it off, and I was trying to do electronics, and with my electronics, I usually use an electronic cleaner. However, when I went to my local tailor store here to get some electronic cleaner, I got the Electromotive one, which is very harsh and wasn't paying attention. It's different than electrics cleaner that is useful for all other things and is very less abrasive and does not completely eat plastic when it touches it. So I was being very careful with a toothbrush like I normally do at first or whatever, and then it was just cleaning up so well I just decided, well, I'd seen Josh from Freestyle RC spray his down with electronics cleaner, so I just did it, and man, when I did it, it just started cracking and stuff. Like my Spectrum receiver, like I went to pull it off and it just broke into like 50 pieces. All the plastic was so brittle. All of the acrylic cage of it just started, you could see the spidering all through the acrylic, and it just was just killing it. And now it's just brittle and breaking. I didn't have the right electric cleaner. Same company, CRC, same red bottle. One of them is a QD electric cleaner, and the other one is a Electromotive electric motor cleaner, and it's way, way more abrasive. So I do have an air compressor, and I use it on everything, but this dirt doesn't come off by air compressor, and it hardly comes off by brush. It has to have liquid applied to it and cleaner in order to be black again. You could use water, whatever, but it would just be stained still with the dirt color unless you really use something. And so typically I use Super Clean, but I don't always spray Super Clean around electronics. And the way that truck is set up with the big openness, I was just trying to do, and I'd seen Josh using the electric cleaner on everything, his bodies, whatever. It looked beautiful when he's done. Just used the wrong one. Yes, use acrylic conformal coating on electronics. Yes, I do that. Yeah. Josh Rose, I totally remember what you did with Grandma Digger. That was way worse. QD only, guys. Yes. Jessica's 2-car garage. That is not what I used. That's what I needed to be using. And QD is safe. And the other electric cleaners are not. Where can you see a listing for the CCxRC Furitek chassis? You can't. There's not a listing yet because I was kind of hashing out ideas for it as we've been talking, because they literally just came in at like 4 o'clock today. We had the electricians here, a lot of stuff going on. I've got all this stuff coming in. I got a catalog, number, count, take pictures of, make pages for, product pages. It doesn't happen it doesn't happen in like seconds. So there's no listing for it, but I was excited about it, so I thought I'd share it. And that's why it's a conspiracy. It's not ready yet, but it's coming. And this first iteration, like I said, is there's only a couple of them. I've got a few more in there wrapping, but I'll have to open them in order to put first of all, make sure everything's completed in here, and then also add the other stuff it needs. I had no idea when I told them that I wanted to do this, where I was going to build it more, that they were actually going to install the motor and stuff for me. So that was awesome that that was already installed for me. But I do have to open it up, though, to install the electronics I bought to finish it. Sure, he's here. So there will be more. So if you don't get in the first batch, I will be buying more. And then at that point, I'll decide. I'll probably order some that don't have it already built completely with the motor and the transmission, in case people want to install something else. Because you don't have to use this motor and transmission. You can use an axial SCX24 transmission with whatever motor you want. Even a brushed one with this would be faster than an SCX24 because the gears are different in this, in the axles. And so that's how this at 4,000 kV is fast in this truck and slow in an SCX24. So just take that into consideration. You could potentially make a brushed truck if you wanted, and it would be faster than an SCX24 with that same brushed motor. Yeah, Ryan actually ordered the tools. He saw it when I posted it, and he ordered them, paid for them and everything. So, yep. Yeah, Simple Green. The only reason to do Simple Green was the ESC. I did not conformal coat the ESC in that truck. And so I just try to keep Simple Green away from some of that stuff. And I was just trying to be quick. And again, I saw the electric cleaner and how awesome it was making his plastics and metal look. I even called him before I went and bought it. But through the static of the phone call and whatever, I heard CRC and I knew that electric cleaner. I didn't hear it was QD. So it was my own fault. My own fault. So I got to buy a new acrylic cage for it, and I got to test it. I'm going to test it before I put the acrylic cage on it. Make sure that the drive shafts aren't destroyed and other stuff. Because if the drive shafts are destroyed, that truck's too far gone to run next week. In which case, I will take apart my other Freestyle Pro C and probably change out the orange anodized parts for the silver one so that it looks right. Because I'm going to be running the Jester truck, and I wouldn't look right with the orange links. So he runs blue, like a teal blue, like a kind of an interesting blue color. But mine will just be silver. But it looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. Ready for mine anytime. Just saying, Owen Rogers says. Black Market RC. I think the tools are my new favorite buys. Yeah, man. Like I just pulled mine out here in order to take care of that little toy truck thing. And I always have it in my pocket. I don't always carry this extra bag, but it's because honestly, most of the time what I'm working on are these right now. And I have all the tools I need in it for working on these. And I don't need all the extra in the bag. However, when I was at Freestyle RC, I swapped out the tools in it for the racing. And I was sitting there at the side of the track and I could just pull the tool out of my pocket with every once in a while they get stuck. Not every once in a while. The magnet's so strong they get stuck in there every once in a while, more than every once in a while, but quite a bit. Just a quick little hit on your hand pulls them out. But I had the 2.0 whatever, and I'd be sitting there waiting for my race or between races, and I just quickly check things, sway bars, make sure everything was tight, and then just throw it back in my pocket. That's all I needed was this. Didn't have to have a bunch of tools. And it was super handy. Again, that's why I last minute called it the Mighty Handy Tool. I didn't have a naming convention for it, but I had a Mighty Chihuahua Servo idea. And so I already had the Mighty name going. So that popped into my head. I mean, the Honey Badger Servo is what I had as an idea in my head. Yes, Jessica's right. QD is cold and will turn your hands white for a bit. PSA. Don't get it on your hands. Don't spray it directly on your hands. Oh, snap. Oh, Bari would kill me, but I should come and take a knife to it and cut parts. And then I've got one of those little drills that you do by hand, and I could drill little holes and zip tie it back together. Oh, that's funny. You'll need a lot of duct tape and zip ties on the jester body to make it look accurate. Yes, that and Kraken. Yeah. Crawler Space RC. I just leave all mine covered in dirt. And so do I typically. In fact, I show up, and the whole live stream I was talking about how I just didn't want to be that guy that showed up again and all my trucks were dirty and everybody else's are like immaculate. In fact, my Pro C that I cleaned yesterday looks really good, except for the broken Lexan or acrylic pieces that are ready to snap off. But it's clean again. It looks brand new as far as the metals and plastics. Well, again, except for the broken ones. But yeah. So I was trying to. What's my favorite 24 scale body? I really like this Proline one that I just blanked on the name of for some reason. They're tucked one. What's this called? But I also like the Creep Body by J Concepts. But I like it when the wheels are exposed. Cliffhanger. Thank you, Dave. Hey, what's going on, Monster Parts? But yeah, typically mine are all covered in dirt. I run mine hard. And so that's part of it. Even my nice stuff, I run hard. I don't have anything that's really a Shelf Queen. I took my Shelf Queen ZEI and I took it out and I bent it and I crashed down the blacktop. So yeah. But the only thing about the creep that I don't like is that the top of it almost feels like it sticks out more up here and it like tapers down at the bottom. It's really kind of tall and wide at the top. And so I hit a lot of gates with it where these all kind of tuck to the top. That one just stays. But the Cliffhanger, when you're going to run big tires like this, and even with it, I had to trim it so it wouldn't hit. You can see I even trimmed out the servo. But again, I'm not running any springs. It's, you set it down and it's fully drooped. It'll twist pretty good, but it's running 4-link. I don't typically like the 4-link up front. I know everyone says it flexes more. I always feel like it binds more. But whatever. The Shop Mini RC, these are Trail Warriors by Power Hobby. They just sent them to me. I had no idea they were coming. It just showed up in my mailbox. These, and they had some Mud Boss, I think they were called. I can look it up really quick. Hobby. No. Hmm. I'm going to Power Hobby right now. I don't have them over here with me. They just sent me Mud Boss. They sent me the Mud Boss tires and these. And the Mud Boss look like this. You can hear my clock ticking. Could be my mouse clicking. I don't have any clocks in here. I have a ceiling fan though, and it's running because it's so hot up here right now. So these have a pretty good pattern to them. But I'm running the Trail Warrior. Price isn't too bad on them either. You can see the pattern there with that V type. But you can also see, look at the coating on it. They're super sticky. Soft, sticky compound. Yeah. Whatever they are, they just grip onto everything. I like them. Yeah, Gandalf isn't over here, Jeff. He's in the house. I'm over in my studio. Let's go back. Mud Boss question. They're super sticky too. Soft sticky. They are 24 millimeters wide, 64 outer diameter. So about the same size as the little guy racing ones as well. I don't know why I chose these ones for this. Both of them look really good. Oh, I'm not showing you guys. That's the Mud Boss. And that's the Trail Warrior. Oh, there was a cat scratching on the door here. He was clicking on the window. That's right. That's Indy. Short for Independence Day, because we got him for Independence Day. My son wanted a new one. I don't know if I like the Trails better than the Boss. I literally have only tried these. So my thing is, when I put a set of wheels and tires together, they're married. Like, it takes quite a bit for me to take them back off because it's kind of a pain, depending on the wheels. These ones are actually very easy to change, but I would rather just get another set of wheels and put the Mud Boss on. But I don't have a spare set right now to put them on. I do, but they're those they're the Mofo RC Lucky 12s, and those have a lot of screws in them, and I'm not going to put them on those tires. Your wife has 10 kittens in stock. Oof. I need another long hair or medium hair one. He's the best. Gandalf. Oh man, you guys. So between all of everything else going on, and having the what am I trying to say? All the power and electric done. So my power was out a lot today because they kept turning it off. So we had to have our breaker box redone because it was completely full, but it was done poorly. And so when this guy came in, he's like, why do you have these ends in here that are tied to nothing? They're just loose. They unplugged them, but they left them in here. It's making a mess. There's all these other things that are unnecessary and taking up spots. We had to have a whole separate breaker box put next to our breaker, kind of like an extension, a breakout box, basically, so we could have more power. And then we also wanted the generator. It had one of those boxes where you flip off the breaker, then you flip on these other switches to turn it on. It's like a separate box. But he had almost nothing wired into it from the house. Like, we have a 9,000 watt generator peak, 75,000 normal run, 7,500. And we were using under 1,000 watts in the house with everything that it would allow us to have on. It basically did the well, did the heater, and it did a small bank of lights in like our kitchen and that for the refrigerators. But we could have had so much more, but there's no way because of how it was wired into this separate box. So that box was removed. Now we're going to have like a lock switch put in. So you have to flip it to the off, the main, in order to turn the generator on. Then you can literally flip all the breakers off and then start popping on anything that you want on. So that's what we had done. Plus a breakout box, plus the 50 amps designated to the garage. It was 40. Luckily, they had a thick enough wire to do 50. Coming all the way to the garage to a separate little box that it went into, and then it came out of that at a smaller size wire for some reason, which is why everyone told me I couldn't do 50 watt because the cables weren't big enough. They were, but there's a little junction box a foot away from the stupid breaker that downsized the wire to the box. But so luckily the guy found that out, and I mean it's been a day. And I went swimming in the river, which is about 60 degrees right now, because there's this huge full tree that was lodged up against our new dock and boat, and I had to pull it up against the current and push it out and swim it and keep pushing it to get it away from the boat. So yeah, anyway, it's been a day. It's been a full day. And now here we're doing this. All these packages came in. We took photos of the drive shafts and the knuckles. The knuckles were already photographed. But all that stuff got put on the site. See if I have any in here. Yeah. So we got the steel, hardened steel drive shafts now in stock. Like I said earlier, I have some servos coming. Lots of stuff coming. Brass axles I have being developed are coming. Some design stuff had to be changed on it, but that's been months ago. So hopefully those are shipping any day now. Some of the stuff I can't believe how long it's taking. But brass everything, brass steering links, brass servo, Emax servo mounts are being made out of brass this time. Everything axle mounted is going to be brass. So, Crawler Brawler, no. I'm live streaming from my studio. So those are all the lights, the son of a digger body panel. I've got up there a Gravedigger body panel on the wall. Right there. Part of the side of the truck. And then that's the table where I do all the unboxings. And there's a Lloyd sitting right there. So yeah, so all that stuff's coming. I don't know when it's going to be here. I have had overdrive gears in the works since the first ones we saw for the monster trucks came and sold out so quick. And I finally asked about those, and they've been just sitting there. They're made, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll put those in the mail. It made me say, why didn't I ask about that a long time ago? How long have they just been sitting on your desk? So they were shipped the same day. Stuff like that happens. Crazy. But for me, it's money that's been tied up for a long time that I haven't been able to make back because I can't sell it. So hopefully it's all coming soon. I got the 23% because that's pretty much all I run. So I'm not trying to be a shop for everything that you guys might want for your trucks. What I'm offering are the things that I actually run myself for the most part. Almost everything. So far, everything. The steel drive shafts, the double barrel shocks, metal steering links, servo mounts, diff covers, all stuff that I run on all of mine. These ones are hot racing diff covers. The front ones are CCxRC. Any of them work. I'm not trying to say only my stuff works, but the stuff that I'm willing to sell is stuff that I run. So, but there's a lot of cool stuff out there, guys. Mofo for sure has a ton of really cool stuff. Little Guy Racing has amazing stuff. So always look around and buy where it makes the most sense. If they have more than one thing you want, that makes the most sense to me. You only pay shipping one time if you have to pay shipping, and they all come together. So it's not a buy my product kind of thing. Although if you want a blue chassis, that is kind of an exclusive thing that I worked out with Furitek. But you can get red, green, black from Furitek or from, I believe A-Main's going to sell them. They tend to stock a lot of Furitek stuff. So that means that Hobbytown, all that will have them through their website as well. And then local shops that want to buy them, they'll be able to get them too. So, yeah. And I may work with some people too to get them into a few shops. We'll see what we do with that whole thing. That's new. It just happened. The idea came about a month ago, and here they are sitting in my desk. Pretty cool. I have CVD axles actually coming this shop mini from RC all-wheel drive. So they have great stuff too. There's tons of great stuff. So yeah. It's a cute bag, isn't it? Dirk. I don't know where it's from. I needed a bag to carry stuff to my office because most of my stuff is right now. I'm working still out of the basement, which is a whole lot cooler than up here is right now. It's really hot up here right now. So yeah. So I have CVD axles coming, not for myself to sell, but I bought some to run in my trucks to try. I run the steel gears or steel basic drive shafts in my axles, dog bone style. And for the most part, I don't have any issue. The only ones I've ever broken have been in monster trucks and bashing them hard. But in my crawlers, just the steel ones work great. I do actually have some of those coming. They've been in customs for over 2 weeks now, something like that. Yep. They're tied up with a few other things. I don't even remember anymore. See you, Black Market RC. Real life does continue in the morning. I need to go here soon too, guys, because I need to get to the cooler basement so I can start putting more stuff on the website and see what I can do with it. But there's definitely, I'll have some of the Furitek stuff on there, like the gears. And somehow what I need to figure out is I have a very limited amount of these blue chassis right now because, well, money, I'm not rich. So I have decent money. I'm not poor. We live well, above well, I would say. We live above well. Been very blessed. My wife has a very good job that allows me to be a little bit irresponsible at times and play with toys and play with the money that comes in, the income generated from YouTube in a way that it's not necessary for family stuff right now. It's still kind of just all going back into RC stuff, which is very irresponsible in some ways, but it works for us right now. in what we're doing. So it's been good in that way, because she kind of holds down the fort. So yeah, I'd saved up a ton of money because of taxes. I'm an independent contractor. Here in full honesty, that we've always said we're very honest about everything on the channel. Disclosure is what we like to say. A lot of full disclosure stuff. And so I've been saving up for taxes because I don't typically pay them throughout the year, and then I pay a big lump sum at the end, which sucks. But you just figure about 33% of whatever you make. And so I just squirrel that away, just put it in savings. And so with all of our move and all of the expenses of moving my business and all my stuff, we did pretty well as far as the amount that we owed versus what I'd saved. And so that's what I've now taken. Like I said, a lot of that RC money that I'd been YouTube, whatever, putting away for taxes, I was able to just kind of invest, is the way I see it. But it's limited. It's not big company money that we're talking about spending on items. It's 25 of this or 100 of this. I only bought 100 of the tools because that's all I could afford, and they sold out in 24 hours. Like, I knew they'd do well. I didn't expect them to do that well, but I would have bought more if I had more money to buy more. So if you get what I mean. So a lot of it, like these chassis, I mean, they're expensive. Even at my cost, they're expensive. And when you buy 6 of them, that's a lot of money that I have to front. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I've been blessed in that I've had a little bit of extra. And so once I'm able to start selling some of this, and the stuff that's stuck, I just spent a lot of it up front, and it's just gone until that stuff comes in, which is weeks and weeks later that I can actually try to recoup the money that I've spent. And some of the stuff like diff covers, you have to buy a huge amount of them if you want to get your logo on them. And we're not even halfway through what I bought, so even that recouping is slow. So it's interesting. But I've looked into loans. I've looked into PayPal loans. Even PayPal offers a loan system. So I've looked into that. And so I know where I was going with this. All of that to say is, if I can find out kind of a ballpark of how many people would want a blue chassis like this, then I would order a bunch more so that we're not constantly chasing the sold out. And try and get, a better number of what I'm figuring. I need to at least order 20 of them next time, which is expensive. But especially when you add all the other stuff, if I'm ready to run them, or at least almost ready to run them. And hopefully by the next batch, the Mofo tires will be in, and that'll make for a better wheel tire combo to pair with it. So, yeah. I hear you, Crawler Baller. Yeah. See ya, Dirk. I'm actually going to head off too. It is 1 a.m. here, and I'm going to try and get a few more things ready for the website. And Jeff Brown, don't do PayPal loans. It's terrible. That's why they're calling me all the time. I kind of put in for it, and I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not interested. I'd rather just pay out of pocket. And I don't like to be too into the loan stuff as much as I can. Although because of the delay, like these got shipped and then they went back to FuryTech before they came here. And I had other deals in the works, and I didn't get any of the sales from this stuff. So I did have to do a small credit thing, but I did that knowing that I have 3 outstanding video job payments that should hit the bank any moment. I'll be able to pay it off and not hit interest on it. So, yeah. Thanks, Crawler Baller, for that. New subscriber, love the channel. Awesome. RC for all, good night. Bull Gear, lingering. See you, man. 1 p.m. in Singapore, Johnny ZZ. Awesome. Good Wiz, Jeremy Gray. Jeremy Gray, I'll look at your Instagram for your under $200 124th build. Very cool. Yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. This was kind of last minute. Thrown together what I was going to talk about something different tonight, but all this came in today. So, and I didn't think these were coming with that shipment. I thought these were on back order for me. So, this was a shocker. And then this too, for anybody that missed it, the Olympus titanium tuber welded. It's amazing. All right. Thank you guys all for the live chats. People that made donations in this video. It does not go unnoticed. Owen Rogers outside of here for doing it as well. Crawler Baller, Dirk. Trying to see who else there was. Owen Rogers again. Say RC Amigos. What's in the box? Thank you guys for your support and above and beyond. Everybody that's on here is supporting. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it and love the community that the RC hobby brings, bringing people together over stuff in small boxes and in cool toy cars that aren't toys. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night live with RC Amigos, looking at the Sombrero Smash, the winners of that event, and going through the videos, talking about the freestyle runs. It's going to be a lot of monster truck footage, talk, good stuff. We love monster trucks, especially RC stuff. And so that's coming tomorrow night. So if you're interested in monster trucks, RC monster trucks, we'll be watching the top videos that performed from the kids class, the Hefe class, and the Hombres class. Man, I should know. It's too late. Anyway, guys, see you next time.